Well, g'day again, viewers. Okay, quick update. Finally got it running pretty decently. You had quite a number of issues. I've still got the time and a few more degrees advanced than what the standard setting is. With the vacuum laid off and the time light on it, it's, I don't know, probably around 12 degrees. It's lining up like the standard time mark is lines up with the join in your casing. I've got it to about there, so we're forward about 3 or 4 mil. So yeah, it's probably about 12 degrees. That's where it wants to run. I expect that's due to the new cam. It's only a mild cam, but yeah, a non-standard cam. The other thing I found, I decided to change the spark plugs. They've been in there for 2 years. The funny thing is that the Josh Campers, which is the biggest Australian mob for Volkswagen parts, they only stock a Bosch. It's an W8AC plug, and that's the only one they stock for all the Bugs engines. And yet, when you look it up locally, you look up that Bosch plug at super cheap, and it tells you it's not suitable for this vehicle. They want you to put a 5 or a 6. A 5 or 6 is a much hotter plug. And if you looked on previous videos, the heads that are cracked around the spark plugs, that engine, when I got it, had NGKs in it, which were a 5. And I expect the heat from the plug is probably what caused it to crack around the plug thread. So yeah, you do need to run a fairly cold plug. Anyway, it's still sort of... one thing I noticed too when I took it out, these two plugs, the 1 and 2 were sort of a light brownish colour, fairly reasonable sort of colour. The 2 on this side were as black and carboned up, and it did seem to be missing, like it had a miss, and when you held it at about 1500 or so, just off idle, it was sort of surging and dropping, going. The revs were sort of going up and down, and so then I started looking at the plug leads, and the 2 plug leads that were on all the plug leads were on the 1300 engine that was in the car when I got it, which had been sitting out from paddock for probably decades, so who knows how old they were. But yeah, they were the 2 original Volkswagen leads on this side, and on this side were aftermarket ones, which could have come off some other engine I had or something, but anyway. But yeah, you look up the leads, and because nobody had leads in stock in town here, I don't have time for them to order any. And there's only one place even sells leads by length now, like separately. They all come in kits, and you get what you get with the Volkswagen kits. It's because they got those plug ends on them. They can go up to $200 and something just for a set of leads. Which is like ridiculous for a standard engine. I could have got them for 40, but had to order them. So anyway, what I've done, I've just pinched the leads off my panel band for the time being. So, and because I haven't got these holes plugged at the moment. I could swap over and put the Volkswagen ones, but they don't seem to fit very well anyway. Like these tins got modified because I modified the fan unit to give it more airflow. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I've got plenty of lots of rubber. I'm just going to cut some rubber circles with, pop a hole in it, just push them over these plug leads. That'll be fine. So yeah, save a lot of money by not having to buy the proper Volkswagen plug leads, because that's what makes them expensive, is those rubber end plugs. And as I said, if you've got the original ones, you can just take them off and put them on the new leads, save yourself a lot of money. But as I said, because they don't fit these tins very well anyway, I'm just going to make my own rubber caps to go over them. Anyway, we got all that on, and it was running better, but still not running great. So I took the carby off last night and gave that a thorough clean out. What I did find was that the float level was, and I probably should have looked it up, but normally with floats, if they're shutting off, like if the float is parallel with the cap, level with the cap, that's generally where they're supposed to go, like they shut off when they're level. And this was, shutting off like way up, so it was probably flooding considerably. After I put the plugs in, I took for a drive, and it went good when you opened it up, but it sort of, didn't want to pick up very well at lower revs. And anyway, since cleaning the carby out, it's idling a bit better now. Still a little bit rough, but a whole lot better than it was. But I suspect that float level was probably the biggest problem. It was probably flooding it at low revs, which would also cause that blackness in the plugs as well. Anyway, so we've got it all running now. We've got a little bit of a fan noise. Not going to worry too much about it. I think I mixed up the fans actually, because I had a 1300 motor and then I got the 1600 motor. And the generator failed, and I didn't change the fan. I just put the whole generator and fan unit off the other motor in it. And I've since discovered that they have different fans, that the 1300 has a different fan to the 1600, which is not actually designed to go in this fan housing. So it's got a little bit of a noise in there. It's sort of hitting somewhere, but it's not major, so I'm not going to bother with it at the moment. I got to change the generator anyway. It's not real great. So at some point I'll change the generator and I'll get over with another fan in the process. And anyway, this is going rather good now. I can get up to me 60 mile an hour now with about less than half throttle. Couldn't do that before. I did have to put my foot down to get up to the 60, and I can actually accelerate to 70 now. On the flat, just accelerate straight up to it. But you still got to push it to do 70. That's not a cruising speed. So, but it's still like previously. 70, you could do 70 if you pushed it hard downhill with a tailwind, and that was it. 70 is absolutely flogging it, but as I said, it's still sort of pushing it too hard to cruise at 70, but it will accelerate to it. So it's going a lot better. But as I said, we'll stick with 60. 60's fine. That's 100k, and 100 kilometres, if you're not familiar with it. And it'll cruise nice and easy with low revs at 60. So that's what we'll be doing. And, so it's sort of hard to tell at this stage, because I've done so many things to it now. It's most likely the head porting that's given us the extra go, but because we've got a reground crank with new bearings and a new camshaft, we brought our compression levels back up to where they're supposed to be. That's would also be making a pretty big difference. So it's it's sort of difficult to say at this point how much difference the pointing has made and how much difference, you know, just having the proper tolerances and compression has made. So, yeah. But anyway, as I said, I'm pretty happy with that now. So, oh, yeah, before I finish the video, I want to make a point. I made a point about, or video about, testing the red oxide primer and a spray can heat paint, what was it, Potbelly Black. It's only, I think it goes up to 500 C, 500 Celsius. Anyway, this is the result so far. We've done probably, I suppose, 200k. Maybe not 200, about 150, about 150 kilometres. So, but yeah, what I found, you can see it peeling off, and it's peeled off in all the places where I put the rust converter. So you look right up, you look under here, even right up, yeah, where it goes into the head, there's no peel whatsoever. Now these underpipes, these front pipes, were fully sandblasted. So yeah, I'd got all the rust off completely. I primed them and put the pot belly on. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. And most of it, like muffler box, is fine. Most of it fine. Yeah, the only place we're having issues is where I couldn't get to completely remove the rust and put the rust converter on. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have another go at that. Gonna go up with my brother soon. So yeah, he's got a sandblast cabinet that I think's considerably bigger than mine. So we might be able to actually sandblast these properly and redo them. But yeah, fairly confident that's going to stay put and stay good now and not rust away. Just got to re-sandblast these bits that put the rust converter on. It's funny, the red appears to be still on there. It appears like it's the rust converters, or the fumes from the rust converter have bled through the red and peeled off the black. So yeah, a bit odd, but anyway, so at some point we'll be taking them off and removing the rust properly and fully, and yeah, we'll prime and black that again. But anyway, I'm going to call that a win. Yeah, and I know now that you can't put rust converter under it. So yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.